3, 2, 1.
Good evening, campers, and welcome back to camp, where we tell probably the final story in the Return to Curse of Strahd.
Yay! I mean, aww.
I mean, a combination of yay, aw, and crap!
So you go down the stairs of the tower until you come to a landing with a door on your left and a rolled up sheet of paper on the floor.
I ain't touching this paper.
I think Kark's in front, so Kark should read it.
Park's gonna see if he can see through the paper at all. Like Do you have a light source?
We
Is
have
it
my
dark?
lantern.
Okay. Kark's gonna motion for Nyx to hold his lantern closer, and he's gonna see if he can see ink through the paper.
Nyx will hold his very bright lantern right next to the paper.
You can see if there's something written inside the paper.
Does it appear to be any language I understand?
You can see lines on the paper. You wouldn't be able to make out much else. It's like a rolled up piece of paper. There's several layers. It doesn't seem the lines are written in whatever symbols might be on there aren't written small.
Just open it up.
What if it's a symbol of those dirty magic tricks that people do, where you read the symbol and it explodes in your.
All right, hold on. Let me give it to me. Let me see. I'm gonna roll an Arcana to see if there's any sort of trap with this.
There are no symbols on the outside of the paper. Seems okay.
Yeah, it's fine to me. I open it up.
You open it up and you find a portrait of a man.
I don't like
What
it.
kind of man?
Looking at him, he looks like he has very similar features to Strahd. But he's
OMG.
not Strahd.
Could this be Strahd's brother?
Yes, what was his name? Strahd. Or Kark. Not Strahd. Kark opens his.
It seems like this was an actual painting that was hung up at some point, but has been since taken down.
Kark will take a peek at it after he finds out it's not exploding.
You remember seeing Sergei in the water when he took Irina.
Mm-hmm.
This is not Sergei.
Hmm.
But again,
Huh.
looks very similar to him.
Did he have a second brother? Maybe a father?
Well, they probably had a father. I mean,
Yeah, but was he a
Lord.
vampire too? I think Strahd was the starting vampire.
How do we know
Well, I
that?
don't know anything about these people, so here, Kark. He hands it back to Kark. You figure it out.
I think I know that because of his journal. I believe he talked in detail about how he came to his and how oh so sad it was. Kark opens his door carefully, but probably still loud. It's a stupid old door.
The door creaks open. A door delicately engraved steel stands at the west end of the short, dark hallway. Intricate details stand out clearly on the door's surface. The door seems to shine with a light of its own, untouched by time. Flanking the door are two alcoves in shadow. A dark, vaguely man-shaped figure stands in each alcove.
I'm going to percept to see if I can look very closely at it.
Looking through the shadow, you find that these shapes are moving, but not how like a humanoid should move. Each part of its form seems to be undulating up and down, moving around. It's hard to tell in the shadow.
There's something behind that door.
I think these might be some sort of ethereal creature. Or incorporeal.
Perhaps we should just leave it alone.
It's
If
a good
they're
idea.
If they're here guarding this door, then it very well could be where the sword is.
I like this idea. We should kill these things. I've got a fireball ready.
Might as well.
Bombs or
Wolfgar casts fireball.
Kark draws his swords, realizing now he's just accepting the attack if these things strike.
right, like right in the middle.
Okay.
Dim asks in Elvish,
there.
you just let him just do what he wants?
I mean, it's not the worst idea. Kark responds in Elvish.
He is what. Well, I'll respond in Elven as well. He's what we call a ballista dwarf. He likes to fire big shots that won't hit anything but what he wants them to hit.
Yeah, so
What's
Gim
the
raises an
save?
eyebrow at
I
drugs.
scoped it around Kark, and well, the save's 16.
Okay, so the two humanoid figures drop to the ground burning. Bits of them roll across the floor, and as they come more into the light, you see what looks to be maybe 50 rats just roll across the floor.
Oh!
Wow.
Get wrecked, rats.
Are they dead?
They all seem to be dead, every single one of them.
Oh!
Wolfgar strolls on in.
Next, we'll jump inside now.
Kark glances at him and says, "See, sometimes he knows what he's doing."
Astrid clap.
Brah!
Gim shrugs again, but continues.
Rats!
Are they just all dead?
Every single one of them.
Wow.
I'm guessing if any of us had
Dude.
stepped in front of them, they would have just swarmed and eaten us.
Yeah.
Fireball.
Well, time for the next door, I guess. Kark's gonna open up this door.
Wolfgar will stay where he is.
Dust assaults your lungs. A sweet yet pungent smell of decay fills the room, in the center of which stands a long oak table. A blanket of dust covers the tabletop and its fine china silverware. In the center of the table, a large tiered cake leans heavily to one side. The once white frosting has turned green with age. Cobwebs hang like dusty lace down every side of the cake. A single doll figure of a well-dressed woman adorns the crest of the cake. Suspended above is a web-shrouded chandelier of forged iron. An arched window in the south wall is draped with heavy curtains. Resting in the wooden stand by the window is a dusty lute, and standing quietly in the southwest corner is a tall harp shrouded in cobwebs.
I have a feeling this is where the wedding was going to be taking place.
Yes. Kark's going to check the doll and see if it bears any resemblance to Irina.
It has, like, her hair color. It doesn't really have, like, a face or any real features.
I think it's simple, very simple.
Wolfgar's gonna go up to this door and listen to it. See if there's anything on the other side.
Nix, as you're walking around down this way, you see a small wooden groom laying along the floor.
Oh, sad.
You don't hear anything on the other side of the door.
Wolfgar will go to this door then. Could never be too careful.
Gim nods.
Nick's being cautious isn't touching anything. He's just gonna go and try to peek out the curtains a bit.
Peeking out the curtains, you see a window with crisscrossed iron latticework.
Okay.
Ulfgar,
Ah,
listening at
dang.
the door, you hear this faint sound of dripping.
Sounds like there's water on this side of the door. Other side, I mean.
Wouldn't expect there to be water in his study then.
We'll check that other door then. Open it.
Kark's going to peek it.
A blazing hearth fire fills this room with rolling waves of red and amber light. The walls are lined with ancient books and tomes, their leather covers, well oiled and preserved through careful use. All is in order here. The stone floor is concealed beneath a thick, luxurious rug. In the center of the room is a large, low table, waxed and polished to a mirrored finish. Even the poker in the stand next to the blazing fireplace is polished. Large, overstuffed divans and couches arranged about the room. 2 chairs of burgundy-colored wood with padded leather seats face the hearth. A huge painting hangs over the mantelpiece in a heavy gilded frame. The rolling firelight illuminates a carefully rendered portrait. It has the exact likeness of Irina Koliana.
See, why doesn't Strahd decorate the rest of his castle like this? This looks so much nicer.
Kark, from there you see a arm rested across the armrest here.
Oh. Oh, wait.
Yeah, you just walked in.
Kark takes a step
Uh-oh.
back and closes the door.
You close the door. Okay.
Well, we found Strahd. Let's keep looking.
Wait.
He's not. He's weird. All
That's
right.
his study. That's where they said we'd find him.
You hear a shattering of glass from the south side of the room.
Oh.
Is
I
south
look
down?
over.
South is down.
Okay.
The drapes
Um.
billow a little bit, and a small trinket bounces across the floor, and you hear what sounds almost like a dragon's roar fading into the distance.
What?
Nix will run over and look at the item.
Yeah, Kark checks out the trinket.
Everyone goes over except for Ulfgar. Ulfgar just keeps eyeing that door.
The trinket looks like a iron sun with intricate carvings around it and a large ruby set in the center.
Does this look familiar to me in any means or not?
No.
What is it?
Some sort of trinket with a sun and a ruby, he says in a hushed tone.
Ulfgar wanders over.
Seems to be
Let
a
me see
holy
it.
symbol of some sort.
He'll give it to Nix. He'll give it to Ulfgar.
Looks it over. Mm,
You can feel the power of the holy magic on it.
hmm. I think we need my friend.
Yes, we need to find your friend.
So we should go down then.
I think that would be smart.
Yes, let's avoid up here for now.
What about the dripping one? I want to know what's behind this door. He opens the door.
Red satin curtains hang in the archway at both ends of the south wall of this dark room. Between them, in the center of the chamber, stands a large tub made of iron with clawed feet. The tub is full of blood.
That's a
Okay,
thing
well, now-
vampires do.
They bathe in blood.
Yes.
Ulfgar closes the door.
Let's get going. I'd rather get away from. Yeah, like gestures this way.
Nix
Yeah.
is just gonna run around the table and
He's-
out the doors.
Ulfgar's also gonna leave. Follow everybody else.
Kark heads down the stairs.
I think we all head downstairs, I guess, then.
Yeah, same with Nix.
Maybe Strahd didn't notice us.
I guarantee he noticed us. If that was right, he noticed us.
What if it wasn't him?
I mean, considering the note said that we'd find him in a place of knowledge, warmth, and despair. Does this look familiar?
This brings you to an area that you're pretty sure is slightly familiar.
Kark's gonna walk over here and take a peek. Oh yeah, okay. Yes, this
This
is
is
where
the
we
main-
had our dinner. So let's go down another one then.
Keep going down.
Okay.
Just make sure you jump over that area that the mongrel folk said was a trap, or showed us was a trap. Elevator thing.
Oh yeah, just keep going down the stairs.
Yeah, just keep going down.
Oh,
We're
yeah,
going down as low as
Going
we can go.
You notice
Yeah,
the
you can go
elevator's not here.
of course.
There's an indent in the floor and a indent where the wall should be. Keep going
What?
down.
Wait.
Wait.
There's another passageway. Right there.
Kark's going to investigate this.
You see a large stone brick filling this area.
Push it.
Ulfgar, being from a world with elevators, you can assume this is probably a counterweight.
Oh, oh, just no important. Just keep going down.
Okay.
So you keep going down. The stairs descend into black, still water that fills the arched hallway before you. The water surface is dark like mirrored glass, disturbed only by the occasional thwick of a drop falling from the ceiling. 20 feet ahead, arched doorways lead downward from each side hallway. In each arched doorway, an iron door stands closed and partially submerged. You can hear a weak cry for help beyond the south door.
Hmm.
Bingo.
Go
How
help
deep
him!
how deep is the water?
The water is about 2 feet deep.
Okay.
Okay, Ian's
Along
gonna step
here, but these
then.
stairs descend further.
That's like half my height.
Kark's gonna start wading.
Wait,
Not quite.
Hmm?
I'm out.
Okay.
Ian's gonna spend a key point to use shape the flowing river.
Okay, and what are you doing with it?
I want to make the water that's in there ice so we can walk on it. Make
So
sure to-
how deep
Yeah.
is the water at the door?
It gets to 5 feet.
Where's the cries from help coming from?
The south door.
Oh.
I
Open it,
can-
Cock.
I'll do my best. I'm not sure how easy it'll be, given how submerged the door is.
I'll have a spell prepared.
Kark's going to jump in, and if the water's 5 feet deep, then his head and upper shoulders are still above. I think he's gonna knock on it.
It sounds very well carrying across the water. You hear the cries. Somebody there? Hello?
Are you a dwarf? Kark's going to call.
No,
Do you know of a dwarf?
no,
Are you a wizard?
no,
Hmm.
Do you know of a man named Ulfgar?
no.
Who is
We
this?
should move on.
My name is Emil. Please help me.
Who are you?
I'm a man from Valaki. I was taken by Strahd. Please.
Open the door, why not?
All right,
I
all
wanna
right.
see his face.
We don't
Why?
have time for
We have more than enough time. Kark's going to try to open the door.
Okay. You notice that it is going to be very difficult to open, so you're going to need to give me an athletics check. You're able to get it open.
Oh wow.
Shocker.
A mold-covered ceiling hangs 3 feet above the still black water that fills the dungeon corridor. The water is 5 foot deep and 10-foot square cells, their entrance blocked by iron bars, line both sides of the hall. From one of the cells, you start to hear, "Please, help me."
Which cell is it?
It's coming from the far cell.
Wait, can I see what's back there from here?
A strong young man clutches the bars of his cell while struggling to keep his teeth from chattering. His clothes are shredded and he's soaked from head to toe. Please, let me out and I can try to repay you any way I can.
Well, I don't know how to get you out. Hey, Nix. Nix? Kark calls. Can you pick locks?
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna need you down here.
Okay, give me a minute. Nix is gonna take off his leather armor. Nix is gonna turn into almost an exact copy of Kark.
You just want his height.
I want
Kark
the
is
height.
uncomfortable.
You just grow taller. Unless you want to look
Yeah.
like Kark.
No, I'll just grow taller after taking the armor off.
Okay.
He'll come over and jump in the water, and he'll start coming down this way. Nix will come down and try to pick the lock.
So it is it's still very difficult to do, trying to
'Cause
do
it's
it in
probably-
the water.
Yeah.
So it takes you a full minute, and you're not able to get it.
I'm gonna try again.
Again, it takes you a full minute when you finally hear a click, and the door is loose.
Okay. It's loose. It's good to go. I'll back away so that the door can open.
Thank you. Please, what can I do for you?
What are you exactly?
I'm a man.
No, I know that much. I'm talking. Do you know any sort of magic? Do you know?
Let's get out of the water first.
That's a good point.
Do you need help or anything?
I could swim.
Okay.
Do you have anything to eat?
I do.
I think we all got some rations.
Yeah.
That'd be much appreciated.
Kark will dish out a day's worth of rations for him.
Thank you.
Nix will climb back on the ice, shrink down to his normal size, and put his armor back on.
So why is it that Strahd captured you, of all people?
I lived in the village of Valaki. I went out hunting one day, and some direwolves chased me. They chased me for a while until eventually I got grabbed by Strahd. He brought me here.
Did he put you in the dungeon?
Yes, he's been torturing me ever since.
Yeah.
You did nothing to... You did nothing to combat him or anything? You weren't even like an anti-Strahd activist or anything?
I'm just a simple man.
Do you know
Anyway,
any...
he saved you. You're cool. What's in the other doors over there? Points to the north one.
I've never been to the north. He always takes me either to my cell, which is south, or to the torture room, which is that way.
For yourself, have you ever heard...
Open that door, cock!
No. Have you ever heard any other people screaming from being tortured?
From time to time. Sometimes it's men, sometimes it's women.
Good to know. Kark's gonna come over here and try to get this door open.
This door seems to be more stuck than the other one was.
Hey, Astrid, you're strong. Go open the door.
I don't know why I'm the one doing this.
Because you're the good one.
So you sink right to the floor. You can pretty much walk slowly along the floor as you go. Barely keeping your head out of the water. You give a good old punch, almost as if you were holding a bag of peanuts, and it opens.
Too familiar.
Too real.
Alright. Door's open.
Kark's going to quietly call in, hello?
You get no reply.
Oh, what's that?
Looking into that cell, you see a unconscious dwarven man with a long red beard hanging in the water. He seems to be chained to the wall and unconscious.
Nix, we need this door open. I think this might be our man.
How deep is the water to the north? Same size as the south?
Same.
You will de-armor again, grow back to the same size as Kark, and jump in.
You bothered to put your armor back on?
I thought we were done. I thought this was the guy we were trying to... I thought this was the friend.
Doesn't seem like kin to anybody I know.
I will go at the lock again.
And Astrid, behind you, you see a slight glowing in the water. You're unable to get it open. You spend a while, and it's just waterlogged.
I'll try to percept to see what it is. Maybe dunk my head underwater so I get a clearer view.
When you dunk your head underwater, you notice that the water is way more murky than you were really expecting. You have to come back up. Kind of hurts your eyes a little bit. You have to wipe them out. Astrid, just trying to look over, you grab onto the bars and try to pull yourself up so you can see better. And you see what looks to be almost blade-shaped glow under the water.
Hey, Kark.
What?
Looks like somebody's lost possession might be over here.
Kark looks again. Nix, could you get this door open too? If it's not too much of a bother.
No.
There may or may not be
I'll give it a shot.
There may or may not be a Strahd slaying sword over there.
What's in there? Old Cargos.
Nix will go at this door now.
Woof.
You can, yeah, that one's open.
Wow.
Hold on. Kark, stepping back, sort of like looking up a little bit. You see, clinging to the bars of this cell is a rotting corpse.
Oof. Can I recognize it?
You notice that it is a half-elf male in leather armor.
Okay.
You don't recognize it beyond that.
Kark's going to wade to the glow, and now that he's closer, can you get a better look at exactly what it is, or does he have to go get it?
You more or less have to just go get it.
Kark is going to...
Go get it.
Nyx is gonna start picking the lock,
Oh,
changing this dwarf.
Did I ever give Nyx what his prophecy ended up being for when he asked Madame Eva for
No, you never did.
Are you on it?
Yes.
So did we know this all along?
Yeah, you would.
Hey, I think this might be the sword once christened, Kirk says.
So you dive down to get it.
Yeah.
All right, you dive down and grab it.
And he holds it up. What kind of sword is it?
It is a short sword. Touching it, you can feel that it has magic, but you also feel something else that you can't really identify.
I don't like this.
Man, will you bring it here after I'm done picking the locks from this guy's, restraints?
Yeah, sure thing. I'm just gonna go put it down over here. Kirk comes over and sets the sword down on the ice.
Oh, fancy.
Yes, very.
All right, so you unlock his.
May I?
I think it's technically Nyx's. It was his wish that led us to it.
Oh, well, I just want to touch it and look at it.
Go right ahead.
You unlock both of his arm shackles and have to catch him as he's about to fall into the water.
Okay, I catch him and I start dragging him with us to the ice.
Wolfgar's gonna push past everybody go next to the dwarf.
Inclined
So
to do so.
Does he have any injuries? Is he just unconscious, or?
He's almost naked, and yes, he has many what looked semi-healed injuries. You notice some of them are sort of pussy and infected.
Cock. I mean, cock. Can you heal him with your cure wounds?
I sure hope so. Kark's gonna bend down.
So you reach down, you touch him, cast your spell. The dwarf opens his eyes wide and leans forward and starts puking up water.
Oof. Kark pats his back.
Yeah, Wolfgar's about to do the same.
Some of his wounds start sort of kind of healing over. A couple of the really small ones close. Who saved me?
All of us?
Well, who's all of you?
Who are you?
Jeff, haven't heard of me? I'm Orn. I'm Orn Life Breather.
Orn Life Breather? Never heard of you.
Is that something I could ever make a check for, or is that just
You
like...
could.
Stupid.
What check should I
Make me a history check. Astrid could
Yeah,
have
that is fine.
could have heard of him as there was a dwarven healer known as Life Breather that was said to be great hero. Him as well, great hero.
How did you end here?
Well, you see, me and my, we'll say companions, traveled here by the will of Strahd. Some Vistani took us, saying, "Oh, we're the chosen ones. We're gonna destroy him." Didn't work, if you couldn't tell.
Well,
Sounds
we're
like
about to
maybe-
kill him right now. Would you like to join us?
Well, I would, but I don't seem to have any of my equipment. Do you have anything to spare?
Oh,
Jim
I
offers
have a
spear.
spare. I offer a dagger.
Oh, who has that holy symbol thing?
I pull out some common clothes for him.
I think I still have it.
Nick, show him that thing that we found. Do you think maybe he could make heads or tails of it?
Probably. Mr. Life Breather!
Yeah. He's looking at the dagger and the spear, trying to inspect them. Yes.
I think I have something that may interest you.
Oh?
Kark makes room.
Nyx will slide on past, still not wearing his armor, almost completely naked. Pale white dude. Yay. And will...
You wouldn't have any bodily features either.
Yeah, it's really, he's just a slab of white.
Ew.
Who is he, me?
And he will produce the symbol that we got from the window.
This is one of the items that the seer told us to go find.
Well, the dragon dropped it off through a window.
A dragon? How did you make friends with a dragon?
I don't know, it just flew by. Seems good to me. Anyway, so, life breather, you wouldn't happen to know any healing spells, would you?
That's what I'm known for. If I don't have healing spells, what do I have?
Anyway, I don't think there's anything else we want down here. We should just leave.
Nyx is putting on his armor, and he's going to take a look at that glowing sword.
You feel pretty much the same thing that Kark felt, that it has magic, and there is something else you just can't identify.
I'll keep it on me.
Say, Ulfgar, can't you detect magic?
Yeah, I guess.
Perhaps spend some time preparing that. And then we can figure out if there's anything useful.
We're gonna go sit on the stairs where it's not cold. We're kind of mostly naked.
Yeah, that's fine.
I gave Ulfgar common clothes because they would. I mean,
He's
Orin,
also still
common
wet
clothes.
and standing on ice.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Yeah,
Kark,
Ulfgar will just wander around a little bit up to about here.
you jump into the water.
He doesn't jump, he sits and slides.
Okay, well, you slide into the water, then you walk forward a bit. As you get there, you hear a click. All of a sudden, a burst of water shoots up, encompassing Kark, so you can't see him any longer. And when the water dissipates, he's gone.
Do I need to save for that?
Was that magic?
There's not a save for that.
Okay.
You just cast... Yeah, you felt conjuration magic.
Well, that was a trap.
Nyx
It
will
was
get back
nice
up on
knowing
side.
him.
Astrid, do you want to go stand where he stood?
Is this where I'm actually am?
No.
Yeah, you get plopped in there.
I'm over here! Kark shouts from over here.
From the south.
Okay. Nyx will, again, take off his armor. Why do I even bother putting this back on?
Kark's gonna shift around with his feet in the water to see if he finds anything.
You don't seem to find anything of interest.
Okay.
After
There's
taking
a
off his
few
armor,
old bones.
Nyx will again grow and jump in the water.
Okay.
Where's Kark? Which one? I can't see
This-
to the
this
cells.
I'm right here.
Okay. I'll have at it on the door!
He's getting pretty good at these locks now.
Do me a favor, Ulfgar, and maybe detect some magic over here?
If it doesn't work, just let me know and I'll try
I
it again.
am not getting in that
Doesn't work.
water.
Kark, you're free.
Thank you.
You don't feel any sort of magic from that close.
Well, Nyx is gonna go down and
Does that
start
mean
picking
I have
locks
to
anyway.
get closer?
I don't know, does it?
Nyx is gonna approach this cell and unlock. What's he see inside first?
You see an empty cell.
Nothing in there at all.
You don't see anything.
Well, I'll try to open the lock anyway.
'Kay.
Guys, I'm opening the doors. Come explore them.
I don't know if it's worth it without magic detection.
Oh my goodness!
Carry
You
him.
are such a spoiled
What?
elf.
We want to have what we can have when we're fighting the demon.
He steps up next to the dwarf and kind of eyes him.
Before
Not you. wasn't
before you
talking
go
to
anywhere, this one had something in it that you would see immediately.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but this is friend.
This one here.
Yes.
Uh,
So shackled to the back wall, the same way Orin was, is a emancipated figure in blue robe. Its long, spindly arms spread wide, and its head tilted forward. A long gray hair hangs down in front of the man's face.
Okay, Nyx being very cautious. Which square is he in?
The far wall.
Okay, so just this entire far wall.
Yeah. He's just against the wall.
Being very cautious, he will approach, and he will ask the man if he's all right.
You start to say the words, but you see his arms have a sort of decayed flesh. And getting closer, you can notice that there are puncture marks in his neck.
I'm gonna reach around for like maybe a bone or something, a longer bone.
Okay, there's plenty. There's a
And
couple
he's-
other bones floating around.
He's gonna grab it and quickly smack the guy across the top of the head.
What?
What?
At least flip his hood first.
Oh my gosh!
So you guys just hear this wet thunk echo down the hall here. Nothing seems
Is
to
there-
happen. His head moves to its side, and you see his decaying face.
Okay, so it's not okay. I will then proceed to see what he has on him.
Classic rogue. Make sure he's dead before you run.
Go ahead and make me an investigation.
Well, what do you know?
You find a couple pieces of gold.
How big is the robe, and is it in bad condition or no?
The rope seems to be fairly tattered, similar to you don't know his name. The other guy's clothes.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave him to rest peacefully in his cell.
This cell also has a thing in it. Pounded into the roof of this cell is a rusted iron pulley, strung through which is a rope that is tied to one of the cross beams of the barred door. Dangling upside down from the pulley is a man, flabby and stout of build, in tight-fitting leather armor. His boots are bound with rope just below the pulley. His fleshy hands are tied behind his back, and his head is underwater.
I can assume he's dead.
He's not moving.
Can I pull the lever? Can I pull the rope up at all from where I am, or no?
It's attached to the door, so you can grab it if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll try grabbing it and pulling it to see if I can raise him up. Kark, I could really use you in here, please.
No,
You need me for strength.
As said before, he's a very flabby and stout man, so he's pretty heavy.
I just want someone in here for comfort.
Comfort? Yeah, Kark, you better do that.
He'll try again.
No,
He's gonna give it like one more
you're
nice.
willing to comfort anybody.
Do you want some real help over there, little man?
I'm taller than you at the moment, but sure. Have at it. Pull the rope.
You start pulling on the rope. It's fairly difficult, but you can get his face out of the water, and you see that it is a look of panicked horror, just sort of frozen on his face.
He's dead.
If he died, it was within a couple days.
Can I roll perception to see if I can tell who this man is?
You don't recognize him.
Well, if that's it,
And
I'm on my
With
way
the
back.
detect magic, there was nothing in this one, so we're not even going to worry about opening it. Guys, we need to explore the cells.
Yes,
That's
it would be very nice if we had some magic detection.
Well,
up to
why
you
don't
to
you
do
go
if you want, I'm
shut
not
your
gonna-
own trap and learn how to detect magic yourself?
I don't even know
I'm
where my
not gonna
magic
get in
comes
the
from.
water. Wolfgar stomps to the stairs.
Oh, and
He's
I'm
an
the
old
sword.
man. We need to leave him be.
Nyx, you are unable. You don't find anything of interest. Neither does Kark.
Oh.
Kark's go check over here.
Next, let's check this one. If we didn't let someone out of this one.
Kark walks into that one and sees a dead wizard shackled to the wall.
I'm gonna check his stuff.
Okay.
Probably is a nice indented skull.
Oh wait, is this? Oh yeah. Okay. Let's still check his. Oh wait, his stuff was.
So you
He'll
start
check, but
you
I
start
wasn't
patting
really-
him down, very disrespectful of the dead.
Yeah, he's not patting him down. I didn't say that.
Nyx is
He's
going
good.
into the other one there.
Yeah.
You don't find anything particularly.
Okay.
Kark's gonna check out here.
Kark, you were just in that one.
Yeah.
Oh
you
yeah,
were.
you're right.
We've checked
He's
these
gonna
back
check
four,
this-
now the front four.
In that one, how are you going? Are you just like swimming, or are you trying to touch the bottom at all?
He's touching the bottom.
We're both 5'7". No, 6'7".
Okay, so as you sort of swim along, brushing your toes across the bottom, you feel as if you start shifting something. Not bone and not rocks.
Kark's going to hold his breath and go down and try to pull it up.
All right, so you grab a handful of whatever this is and pull it back up.
Okay.
So you pull back up and you look at it and you notice it's coins covered in mud.
He washes them off in the water there and takes a closer look.
Okay, with Nix, what do you how are you looking right now? Because you don't have
He's
your
kind of just
lantern?
looking everywhere right now, seeing if there's anything of
I know,
interest.
but you don't have a lantern.
He does.
How are you carrying your lantern in the water like this?
It's an ever-bright lantern. It doesn't actually use flame.
Okay. Well then, yeah. So you're shining your light, Kark. You can see that these are gold pieces.
Ooh. And how many is it?
A lot. The cell seems to be filled with them.
To be honest, I'm not very interested in this. There's lots of gold over here. Take it if you want.
I'm good. I'd
Please.
rather save my kids from this horrible hellhole.
Same, but not with the kids. Kark's gonna go over here and percept around here. Just in case he missed anything when he was trapped in here.
Oh. You had a companion in here. I didn't realize.
Oh, what?
The skeletal remains of a dwarf lie at the bottom of the cell.
Oh. Well, he just dismisses it as more skeleton bones and leaves.
The dwarf seems to be wearing a plate armor, and there's a battle axe on the ground as well.
We may as well grab that for one of our friends.
Fair. He'll go down and pull up the plate armor and the battle axe.
So you're gonna have to get the dwarf out of the armor.
If it's skeleton,
He'll-
it's not that hard. It's crumpled bone.
He'll take the whole body,
Okay.
and he's going to undress him from the armor, and then do his best to funeral dress him after the fact.
Okay. You know, the armor and the weapon are both fairly rusted.
Orn, are you willing to wear rusted armor?
It's not mine, but it'll do.
Okay,
There
just
was
give me a second.
also, wasn't there also, well, leather armor in this much water would be really, really, really damaged.
Yeah, it'd be pretty ruined. He's going to hand over the armor and the battle axe, and then he's going to start funeral dressing the dwarf over here.
Okay, that'll take a while.
Hey, Ulfgar, you want to
Yeah.
come see if there's a anything magic in these top rooms? You don't have to go in.
What do you mean I don't have to go in?
Just come stand right where I am and sense as far as you can.
You know that's under 5 feet of water. I'm not quite tall enough.
I'm standing on ice, you old man. Now get your butt over here.
The ice, which is also slowly melting. Especially where people have been standing.
Him just kind of standing in the ice, letting his feet
No,
sink in.
no. Ulfgar's just gonna keep hanging up by these stairs. He ain't moving.
Alright.
Kark, do you think we're done here after you funeral dress that man?
I sure don't think we are, but I think we're getting everywhere we can.
Should I go pick the locks for all of these cells too to the north?
If you'd like to, I don't know. I do need to spend some time with this.
Okay. I'll get back in and I'll come check out the cells before I open them. See if I see anything worthwhile.
This one has the corpse of the half-elf clinging to the
Yep.
bars. This one... You don't see anything in this one.
Okay.
This one, you don't see anything. This one is open.
Yep, because I already picked it.
No, this one's open before you picked it.
Oh. He's going to gaze in very carefully. See if he
And
can't see anything.
You don't see anything.
I'm going to leave this one be. Continues on downward.
This one you don't see anything.
And this one.
You don't see anything.
Okay. I don't see anything. As he swims
While
down.
Kark casually dresses the body, he's going to check the wall here. Is there any residue that would suggest that like the water level here rises and lowers?
The residue is right at the water level.
Okay.
The sort of moss that grows on like docks and stuff.
So it seems like it stays at this level then.
Yep.
Alright.
Well, Nyx is going to don his leather armor finally, for the last time.
You know, it's
And
hard to
Kark-
get on your wet body. It just sort of suctions
I
to
have
you
some-
a little bit.
I have some common clothes I can use to dry off with as a towel.
Yeah, you do that the best you can.
Okay.
Kark's going to gently slide the body of the dwarf in like a folded arms position into the water so that he can have a floating. Because there's not really a place to dig a hole around here. Alright, I think we're done down here.
After Nyx finishes donning armor, he will come over towards the stairs.
Finally! How long did it take him? Was it an hour?
I don't think it was an hour.
No, it probably took about an hour to do everything you guys have done.
Yeah.
Oh.
Orin has done attunement to his new item, so he kind of knows what it does now, and he's kind of just fingering it.
Well, Orin, do you know what that does now?
Yes, it'll be very helpful in our battle.
Perfect. Well, let's go upstairs then.
So we're going to Strahd then, right?
I think we need to find some place where we can all rest up for a couple of minutes, for a little bit, and then...
We do have our room. I was thinking perhaps we could run up these stairs all the way up there, take a break, and then head down to the stairs that are at Strahd's room.
I think that's a good
Let's do it.
idea.
Do you guys really trust staying here for a while and just resting?
Well, we
I
can't
trust
leave.
that. I trust that room the most. Besides, we've been wandering here for about an hour. It makes sense we can rest here for an hour without having to deal with anything. I'm just going to take a seat over here. So tell us about yourself, Orn, and what's your name?
My name is Emil. I've pretty much told you my life story.
Yes.
Other than I do have a wife that I'd love to get home to.
Well, with hope you'll be able to get home to her. Do you have any combat experience or anything?
I told you I was a hunter, so I know a little bit.
What type of bow are you good with, a short or a long?
I prefer the spear.
Okay.
Yim throws him a spear.
Oh, thank you.
Yim
You don't-
nods.
You don't plan to actually fight Strahd, do you?
We
Yeah.
sure do.
Yim grabs his shoulder and just rotates his shoulder cuffs just to make sure nothing's funky from the last fight, and he cracks his neck afterward.
It wouldn't be the first. Believe it or not, we actually got Strahd to a misty form.
He almost glares at you for a second before his eyes turn back to how they were. What?
I'm gonna sense or insight this.
You completely surprised him and made him reveal more facial expression than he wants to reveal. He seems to be trying to hide something.
What are you hiding?
What?
Perk gets up. I know a liar when I see one. What are you hiding?
We all have our secrets, friend.
Is it because came this close to beating Strahd?
That was very odd, and honestly, I don't completely believe you, but
I'd still like to know what you're hiding.
then why don't you tell me
You
your
rescued-
secrets? Hmm?
What secrets?
Any that you might have?
I'm a bastard elf? Is that enough?
You don't have anything dark in your history that you prefer no one knows about?
Well,
Yes, Kirk, is there anything I should know about you?
what? You're asking that very pointedly.
You know, I bet you probably don't want people to know about the whole burning that one town.
Ulfgar did that.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, but
me.
you're a part of it.
I did not. I didn't hold a torch. I wanted to run. In any case, we saved your life and you said that you would do whatever for us. if all I ask is just a simple reveal of what your thoughts are, that seems more than fair.
I have told you my thoughts, friend.
Yes, but not the thoughts that you're hiding from me right now. You need to understand that you were in Strahd's castle. That makes you very suspicious.
I was in Strahd's dungeons. Do you think I did these wounds to myself?
You could be disguising them.
Disguising them as what?
No, as in using magic or something.
Nyx is sitting in the chair over here, just studying the sword, trying to attune with it.
He'll just come sit next to Astrid.
Can you at least describe the nature of it?
At this point, he's sort of just like looking at you almost. He seems very unhappy in the almost anger sense. Listen, I'm not going to tell you my entire life story, okay?
I'm just wondering why you seem so upset that we've damaged Strahd.
Well, when you've lived under Strahd and his oppressive rule for your entire life, you're bound to be surprised when somebody actually hurts him, or even makes him bleed. I heard he couldn't.
I've got flecks of his dried blood in here.
It was a tough fight, but we beat him, and we'll do it again.
He was a pushover, way too easy. One slash of my axe and he was dead.
Kirk kind of rolls his eyes at that.
Nyx is just sitting in the chair, looking very displeased.
Not a complete lie.
Nope.
So, Orn, are you able to, so you heal, right?
Yes, I'm a healer.
Is that something you can do now? How are you feeling?
Well, I feel much better now. Yeah. Strahd usually keeps me unconscious, so I can't fix my wounds.
Okay, just making sure you're at tip-top shape, because any healing you can do, we're going to need it.
Now?
Possibly, actually.
I could use some of that right now.
Nyx will just look up for a sec. I could too, and go back.
Emil seems less slightly helpless and more suspicious and slightly unhappy in the anger side.
Listen, Emil, if you'd like to leave, I'd be perfectly willing to show you the exit and you can make your way to your...
I'm sure I couldn't make it there by myself. I need an escort of some sort.
Well, you could wait in here until we've killed Strahd.
Ha! By myself?
Well, I mean,
Strahd
you got
could
no
come up here, or
choice
one
unless
of
you
his
want to help us fight.
one of his spawn could come up here and get me.
Then come with us and fight with us.
You don't have to fight with us. I'm just saying, you don't have to risk your life.
My plan is to stick with you.
All right.
If
Whatever.
you'll have me,
we'll
despite
have
my
you.
secrets.
We'll have you despite your secrets, so long as they don't end up biting us.
Yeah, secrets, meekrits. If they don't know mine, they don't need to know yours.
Wait, what? Wolfgar looks at Astrid.
Astrid just smiles.
Wolfgar's gonna go up to Kark and pull him aside. Here, I need to speak to you for a second. Pulls him outside the door.
What is it?
Well, remember those voices in our head? Or at least in
Yes.
my head?
I did not mean to roll that.
Has it stopped talking to you?
Why do you need to know? Is it talking to you about this?
Oh, it hasn't said anything to me. For a little while. But... it told
It's-
me not to talk to you.
Okay. Well, if you're telling me this, and I'll tell you that it said the same thing to...
It said you would kill us after you killed Strahd.
That's a lot. I have no intent to do so. In fact, my voice. Ugh. Listen, it seems very scary.
I think it's some sort of demon or witch.
From what I understand, it's a cacophony of voices. It's a split soul, I think was it. What we need to do is focus on us. Know that I am with you and you are with I. I have no intent, I have anybody intend to simply leave this land as soon as possible. I have no intention to kill you or anybody. And we just need to know that whatever these voices say, it should not get between us because that will just complicate.
God, it's talking to me again.
It's talking to me too.
Let's just ignore it.
I think that's for the best. It's given me some insightful advice. In fact, it even informed me of Strahd's weak point, so that's beneficial.
That is beneficial.
I am nervous about what yours may be saying, because if mine's giving me advice and quickly helping us, I don't want to know what yours is saying if it's against my voice.
I'm gonna go back inside.
What's it saying?
He just leaves.
All right. The rest of the short rest continues.
One thing I'd like to request is someone could assist if as soon as we can when we face him, in getting on the other side of him or allowing me to get on the other side of him. I find it's much easier for me to fight and strike if I have someone to strike.
Well, I'm not doing that.
I'll be happy to be there.
Thank you, Astrid. I pray I can rely on you. Well, let's be off then.
Go ahead and arrange yourselves in this room how you want to be arranged.
Nix is good where he is.
Where do you want Emil and Orn?
Emil probably in the back or in behind Kark. I think that looks good.
Okay.
It's good for me.
Well, what if I add one more person to the mix?
Are we getting Ismark back?
Ah! Ah!
Whoa! Whoa!
Oh my.
You start going down the stairs, and rising towards you is a flickering torchlight.
Who goes there?
Coming from around the corner is Ismark. Tis I, friend.
Ismark?
Yes.
Hey, look, it's the village boy.
Where did you come from?
How?
Where did you go?
I won't lie.
How?
How what?
How?
How what?
He's probably asking basically the same questions I was asking. Continue.
Oh, when Strahd showed up, I was afraid, and I ran.
Oh. Well, you terrified me.
Yes.
You terrified all of us, you hear Nix yell from the back.
Yeah, because you're on this very thin staircase. Well, then I was met with a massive dragon. He landed in front of me, it scared me, and I froze. But it just stared at me, and I figured out what I had to do, and I came back.
Kark looks at Yim. Wouldn't be the first time the dragon's been seen. I recall a dragon helping us back at the farms.
I was there for that.
Roar echoes
you
in the
were?
distance of our minds.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ismark, I was there.
It's hard to remember. I recall suffering a lot of head injury.
We did have that dragon roar as the healer got his healer got his thing.
Yes. I
Yeah,
wonder
like I said.
wonder what this dragon's deal is. Anyway, it's good to see you again. Did you hear what we did to Strahd?
No.
Kark holds up the vial that he has now attached to his belt that has flaky Strahd blood.
Is that supposed to be Strahd? Did you do something to him?
This is his blood.
Wow. I heard he couldn't bleed. That should be impossible.
Same. Oh yeah, it sure should be. But here it is.
A part of
Hey,
me still
we
thinks we've
ganged
been
up
in
on him and killed him.
So we're going down actually right now. You couldn't have come at a better time.
What was Astrid saying? A part of her says what?
He doesn't believe that we were fighting Strahd early.
That would make sense.
But based on the fact that, I don't know, something about, he seemed rather angry.
We don't know how much power this Strahd has, so
But you don't either. Nobody does. I think he could be just weaker than we think. Or we shouldn't underestimate him, and either way, we're walking into this battle one way or another. I say be on your guard, but don't let your fear get to your head.
I think
I'm just hoping it's actually him.
Feel free to fall into formation behind me.
Yeah, where do you want his mark in this order down? Do you want to push people back?
Yeah, I'll go back.
Oh yeah, that works.
'Kay.
Yeah.
Right, do you guys suppose we should do a dramatic entrance or what?
Maybe we should not.
Give thumbs up, big smile.
I think dramatic entrance is the best way to go.
Whatever you want to do.
And then Yim does an impression of organs in the air.
Kark reels back and attempts to kick the door open.
Boom. Door's open.
I see someone sitting in the chair still.
I mean, Astrid can. You're kind of at a bad angle.
Well, he steps in as he does. Is there anybody there?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Astrid is just gonna yell out, "Oh, Mr. Strahd, if that's you, we got some friends over here that would like to see you."
I'm one of them. Kark says, drawing his swords, then casting Hunter's Mark on him.
I had loved her once. She brought great joy to my soul every time I looked at her. Since she died, I have lost those feelings. I can feel them now only in memory. Looking upon her reincarnations brought back those memories. But once again, she has slipped from my grasp. She's now guarded by my cursed brother. It's your fault. Your fault she's now gone forever,
Kark smiles.
never to return to flesh and blood.
You know what? She's happier now.
He's quiet for a second longer. If I still felt, I would ask you to kill me. But as I am now, I cannot allow that. You have incurred a great debt. He stands up. It is time now. Let us go.
Why don't you just deal with your brother yourself? I bet you two could figure it.
Ha!
Boy.
My brother. He has ever eluded me on this plane. Kark, you ready your blade, but not before Strahd is in your face. You get punched. You're able to block it, but just barely.
Nice.
But his other hand comes around where you don't see it. He grabs you. You take 14 necrotic damage, and you are grappled. From next to Yim rises from the ground a spirit. The spirit goes to touch you. You take 10 necrotic damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 10.
Ugh.
And then it disappears.
I'm going to try to get out of his grasp.
You fail to escape his grasp.
Help!
I'll use my cunning action to dash to come to this side of Strahd. And I will use my action to prep to dodge instead. No, prep to attack. If he goes to hit me, I'll go to hit back. And I'll use my new sword.
Slightly shimmers with a light blue light. You get it starts feeling excited.
I reciprocate the feeling with it.
While Kark is being held in Strahd's grasp, he's going to mutter, probably through clenched teeth, because I imagine Strahd just like grabbing him by. He just says, "Go for the heart."
Okay.
So, to clarify, can I come and like stand on this chair couch thing, attack Strahd?
You can try and jump on it, yes.
I'd like to go there. I'd like to go and attack with an unarmed strike.
Alright. You come up behind him, he's not even paying attention to you, and you punch him in the back of the head. You hear his head flies forward and you hear his neck snap. But then you watch as his head snaps back into place really quick. As if nothing
Kark
had happened.
mutters again, "Go for the heart!"
I would like to use my second attack.
You hear a slight crack. But then you hear it crack back into place.
Oh,
Keep punching.
can I use a
keep
bonus
punching.
action to use a stake?
You're gonna try and stab him with a stake?
Yes.
Sure, go ahead and roll it. So you watch the stake sink into the back of his back, and then you watch as it gets forced out. You try to keep it in there, but you can't. Orn starts muttering a prayer under his breath in Dwarvish, and holds out the symbol at Strahd. Strahd seems to freeze for a second before being released.
Does he release Kark?
No, he seems to completely freeze for a second, but
Ooh.
is not completely frozen. At this point, he looks very angry, and he looks past Kark at Orn. After Orn's turn, Strahd is going to move Kark here and step forward. Emil's turn. Emil is now going to try and stab Orn in the back.
Ah, I knew it!
He tries to stab through the rusty plate armor, but it deflects off of it instead of piercing through like it probably should have.
Nice.
Kark looks at him with, like, I knew it. eyes. Strahd drop Kark, or?
No, he just moved you. That's Emil's turn. At the end of Emil's turn, Strahd is going to punch at Orn. The fist connects with Orn, hits in the chest plate, but still makes Orn stagger back. The black energy shoots down Strahd's arm, moves around the breastplate to get underneath, and now Orn is looking quite weakened. Now it's Ismark's turn. He attacks Strahd. The swords slash and stab, but the wounds completely close over each time. You watched this betrayal right in front of you.
Alright. In response, I'm going to Scorching Ray this dude right in the back.
Advantage.
I was thinking I wanted to step back instead.
The
Level
fire
9
sort of
wizard.
hits him in the back. You see the clothes burn away, seeing more of his still slightly open wounds. They are not reopened, but singed, slightly singed.
As a
So
bonus action, I will use that to cast Shadow Blade.
at the end of your turn, Strahd is going to go back here, dragging Kark with him.
Does it provoke?
Does not provoke from anybody.
Well, I'm gonna go here. And then I'm gonna try to strike his ribcage with my axe.
You get a nice big old chunk out of his shoulder, but then it just reforms itself.
You have a second attack.
I'll try to swing again,
Oh!
That's a
trying to
crit.
be a little bit more precise.
And you are very precise. You replicate the killing blow you had once on Strahd, cutting him all the way down to his stomach. You feel the axe be forced out of his stomach as the wound re-heals itself.
Astrid just looks at him and says, "Ooh, do your worst. Ooh."
As the lady wishes. And then he slowly pans his look around the room to look at everybody.
Kark will start trying to stab.
With this strike, you strike through his chest, and you watch as blood drips down your arm.
Yes!
Again. Ooh, bloodthirsty.
Also, as this happens, everyone hears a sharp crack coming from the north door, as if something glass had just shattered, and a heavy torrential rain starts pouring on the other side of the door.
Ooh.
Either way, Kark smiles up at him through gritted teeth and says, "You almost had me getting the one who drew blood first, like last time." And he's going to try to do it a couple more times.
Now you're drawing blood.
How does he seem to react?
He smiles at you. You think this fight's gonna go like the last one?
Why wouldn't it?
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Alright, he bites you. You take 19 damage, and your hit point maximum is reduced by 9.
Okay, so what he's gonna do is Nyx is going to run over to this side, and then he's going to activate what his sword gives him. Yes, that takes my turn.
Okay. As Strahd pulls his mouth away from you, now covered in your blood, before he pulls away completely from your neck, he reaches he lifts his head up to your ear. It won't be like the last time. And he falls through the ground. Kark, you're pulled as far to sort of hit you against the floor, but it's there you stop.
Okay. Does he like turn into fog or anything, or does he just phase through?
He just faded through the floor as if there was nothing there. As if he had just stepped off a cliff.
I'm going to move over here and then ready my action. And prepare for Strahd striking upward somewhere.
Orn is going to turn his attention on the traitor now. He goes to hit Emil. Emil goes to parry, and as Emil strikes the weapon, it shatters.
Phew.
The battle axe is gone. Orn starts grumbling under his breath, and I guess he's going to back up. He can't do anything now. He doesn't have a weapon. Emil is going to drop the spear and hunch over. From every part of his body starts growing hair, and he starts growing in size. Before you now stands a humanoid wolf.
Oh no. A werewolf.
Oh, he was a faker.
The wounds that were on him persist to this form. Ismark is, he looks at this foe with fear, which quickly changes to determination. However, with every sword slice, just bounces off the hide of the creature. As Astrid would know, being a werewolf hunter, they cannot be harmed by non-silvered weapons.
So I can't harm it?
Magic can still harm werewolves. It's just physical attacks.
I see.
Most magics. Not all of them.
Well, let's see. Alright, so I'm just gonna...
The sword you have in your hands would do it.
Oh, yeah, I have the psychic sword.
You attack with advantage.
Forgot about that. Yeah, I could do that. Sure, whatever. I'll attack him with the sword.
As you strike it, it starts holding its head and howling.
Seeing a werewolf, I'm gonna go over here and recreate the good old. And then
You
for
do,
the second swing.
You do a nice solid hit. He's now bloodied. On Strahd's turn, Strahd appears from the floor. He then leaps over the table and attacks Ulfgar.
Oh, Strahd!
Yeah, Strahd. He grabs you. You take 13 necrotic damage.
Oh no! Ow!
And then he's going to Just punch you in the face as he's holding you.
Ugh.
Boom. You get hit for another 24 damage.
Oh my goodness.
At the end of his turn, Astrid, you get a weird feeling as you look down at yourself. You notice that your shadow is moving on its own.
Oh boy.
It breaks away from you, becomes a creature of blackness. You just take 10 damage,
Oh, okay.
and your strength is drained by 4.
What?
Nix, I have a plan. Can I trust you get in there and start get into a advantageous position?
Yes, you can trust me.
Okay, I'm going to hold my turn till after Nix's.
Okay?
Nix will come and stand right here.
Eh?
Very advantageous position.
How's that
very.
advantageous?
Is that your turn?
And he will take his cutting action to take the dodge action.
This is for concentration.
And I presume you hold your action for the enemy come near
Pass
you.
the first one.
Yep.
Okay. Kark?
Okay, Kark's just gonna shake his head and run right past Nix.
Right. You get there.
I'm going to
Whoop.
use.
You get there.
Why?
Nix, if you would, please.
Oh no.
Yep. It's the sword he's got out.
Oh no.
You take 12.
Great.
What do you want to do for the rest of your turn?
I guess I'm gonna finish Zephyr Strike attacking Nix. I thought I could trust you. You know, Kark's gonna think that there's bigger fish to fry. Can I attempt to leap around this? He's gonna run down here. And now he's going to unload a Zephyr Strike into us. Has he taken damage?
No, he's full health.
Ugh. Kark glares at him and says, "If you mean different this time, then you're more cowardice than usual."
He's going to turn back and smile at you and then sink his teeth into Ulfgar.
No.
How did you do that while looking at me?
And then he's going to turn back to Ulfgar.
He's stronger than I thought.
I'm gonna go and run up, get up here, use double speed to move through them. I'm gonna come here and attack Strahd.
At the end of your turn, you're going to get punched. Orn's going to make his way over here, and he's going to start whispering another dwarven prayer into the holy symbol, and from it produces a bright light, as bright as the sun. Strahd starts hissing, as well as the shadow behind Orn starts thrashing about. The wolf is going to turn to the woman that damaged him. He's going to claw at you. He does not hit. And then he's going to bite you.
Congratulations.
You take 9 damage from his teeth, as well as you need to make me a con save.
I've dealt with the worst dogs.
Is Mark's turn. Ismark is me.
Yes.
The werewolf, he can't damage it. He's just learned, so he's gonna try and run past the werewolf. That's his entire movement. But the werewolf gets an opportunity attack. Does not cut it.
Yeah.
Ismark is going to start attacking what he knows he can hit.
I'm going to cast Fireball as a 5th level, straight on top of Ismark. I'm excluding me, Kark, Ismark, Yim, Orn, and Astrid.
Perfect.
And it didn't get affected, everyone else gets hit, so...
Okay, so
Nice.
Yeah, and it stops right here anyway.
you eviscerate the shadow. It just disappears. The werewolf also burns to death.
I'm gonna do some swift maneuvers to go, and I strike into his chest.
Strahd's turn. You watch as his skin starts turning to ash. And he's going to try and move away. Opportunity attack from all 4 of you here. continues his movement in here and dragging you with him. He's now out of the sunlight. And now he's gonna bite Ulfgar.
No.
14 damage.
Oh, I'm down. I'm unconscious. Bye bye.
And 9 of your maximum HP is reduced. He drops you. And that is the end of his turn. Nyx?
And Nyx is gonna run over here, and he'll come over here and attack our little friend here.
Good.
Oh, thank
Woo.
goodness.
Does not hit, not even close. At the end of your turn, Astrid watches as Strahd steps backwards into the wall. Kark's turn.
Kark, still feeling pretty invigorated that Strahd just took some damage, is gonna heal some second wind, kind of get in his face a little bit. Hopefully, he'll say, like, I know you're not Nyx right now, but whoever you are, you should pick on someone your own size.
Stay where I am and ready my action.
Orn's gonna pick up the spear, but he's gonna walk away from Nyx that provokes an opportunity attack.
Nyx.
Don't take it. You don't have to take it. It's not required.
It is required, actually.
Aww.
No, you do not hit. Orn's gonna lean over Ulfgar and give him some heal points.
You believe that your own character is healing your own character?
What? Characterception.
At the end of Orn's turn, Kark, you see Strahd run across the top up here.
Up into this.
Yeah, he's running this way. Whee!
Okay.
He's not on turn. It's Ismark's turn. Ismark doesn't know what else to do. He'll do the same thing Yim is doing. Hold his action for if Strahd shows up.
Kark's gonna quickly ask Orn, does that still work if someone else holds it?
No. It requires my concentration.
Okay, sorry.
We should just pick him up and throw him over there.
I
Ulfgar's
mean,
turn.
your turn's next. You could probably pick him up.
I'm gonna come inside. I'll cast haste on Kark.
Seeing that Strahd went up that way, I want to go up there, but I wonder if this is a thing I can do where I can drag him along with me. I would just move there.
You see a nice empty room.
Prepare an action to slice him up if I see close.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
So Strahd's turn. Okay.
What?
Alright, Strahd steps out of this wall and casts a spell.
Even though he's in direct sunlight?
Yes.
Wow.
Sunlight only affects him at the beginning of his turn. As a vampire hunter, you would know this.
What a weird trick, Kark thinks. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but okay.
Dex save from everybody. Kark dives out of the door. Oh, dives through the doorway over here.
Considering I'm in the other room, do I need to make a dex?
Yeah, because there's a fireball going off right here.
Okay.
Everyone else. Oh, Nyx takes half.
What's the save?
Oh, you take none, don't you?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Orn is down.
No!
And then Strahd runs through the wall. Nyx? No, you wouldn't be able to move through Kark.
I'll grab it.
Okay.
No!
Nope, that's the way he went. Oof.
The easiest was that way.
And dash action and bonus action to run all the way down the stairs.
Oh my god.
And Nyx is gone.
Clear to see he took the sun, right?
He just
Yep.
took the sun. Oh my gosh.
Mm.
Nyx, of all the people I didn't think would have been super effective.
Well, sucks for us, I guess.
I don't think anyone's catching up to you. Well, actually, Kark might if he tries.
40, 80, 120.
Yeah.
Mark has haste and can move 30 extra feet.
Also doesn't know which floor you got off at. I'm just
I
gonna
did
put
not
you on a
want
floor
this.
somewhere where I believe you would end up going as a servant of Strahd.
Okay.
So Kark, what's up?
Nothing much. Thanks for asking. I guess Kark's gonna come up here and open this door. Does that cost movement or an action to open the door?
No, it doesn't.
Okay, cool. I open the door.
Sweet smells waft from this delicately lit room. A great archway window appears along the west wall, and it is covered by heavy red draperies, their gold tassels glinting in the light of the three candelabras sitting atop small tables about the room. Tall white candles burn with bright, steady light. A large bed, canopied by silk curtains, sits with its headboard against the north wall. Carved into the headboard with great skill is a large Z. Lying amid the velvet and satin sheets and bedclothes is a young woman in a nightgown. One of her dainty slippers has fallen to the floor at the bed's foot.
Kark just glances at her, and then, while still hasting, sprints over to this door and opens.
Alright, you find the door to be locked.
Cool.
Or sorry, not locked, but when you go to touch the doorknob, a magical force stops you.
Okay. I use the rest of my turn or movement to go here, and I'll use the second move action. Can't go up there. There you are. And I thought I was a coward.
That door's closed, actually.
Oh, wait, open it.
I forgot. A magical force stops you.
He really is a coward.
This is an actual thing he can do. I'm not just making it up.
This is so stupid.
He can lock doors magically.
Kark takes a step back and is frustrated. I guess that's my turn. I ran around.
Okay. Yim.
I'm gonna jump over the table and attempt to kick open the door.
Okay. You jump over, you do a kick, and you hurt your knee.
Oof.
Did not open. The magical barrier stops you.
Get up and rub my knee.
Since the two people that just went are the only ones that could have caught up to you, do you want to play as one of these NPCs?
Sure, why not?
Do you want Ismark or do you want Orin? Orin's
Oh.
probably die,
Oran's
so-
down. Give me Ismark. Can Ismark make it to where Kark is? No, where's the door that... He's gonna try to go kick down the same door Yim was trying to kick down.
You go and you throw yourself into the door and just bounce off, hurting your shoulder.
I'm gonna try to save Orin through medicine. Well, that doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything.
Could I move over here and try to help them open the...
Yeah, I guess if one of them is willing, you can dispose them and swap places.
Okay. They're both NPCs, so...
No, Yim is an NPC.
Neither of them
Oh,
are
is
NPCs
he?
right now.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, would someone like to give me the right of way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may not be as buff, but hopefully -4 didn't change too much.
Boom! You kick the door
Dude.
down with a nice...
Yeah.
Or sorry, you punch it down, obviously.
Just headbutts it.
Anything else for your turn?
I believe that's it.
Okay. Strahd's turn. He moves forward. He's no longer bloodied anymore, now that you can see him. and he's gonna try and punch the lady.
Hey, that's mean.
So try your hardest, Mr. Straw.
So yeah, he misses, but he's gonna try and punch you again. He misses again. You're able to just dodge him.
Astrid just smiles at him and says, I'm not afraid of you. Kill me, kill my friends. I don't care. I'm sick of your petty little game.
He smiles back at you. I like you. You remind me of someone.
I like you too, but hey, I got an honor code, I guess.
You start to feel funny as you look down. You watch your shadow rip away from you. It now attacks you,
Why is it always 4 strength damage?
and you lose 4 strength.
Kark is gonna use one of his haste actions to disengage past the shadow. Or his haste spell.
Okay.
And then triple attack this boy.
He's bloodied again.
Aha!
At the end of your turn, he's going to punch you. You get grabbed. You take 10 necrotic damage.
Why can't I have Astrid's luck?
Oh, would I be able to just come through here then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes half your movement to go through ally space.
Alright, well I got enough movement anyway. I'm gonna punch him in the face.
He seems actually weakened by this attack.
Punch him again in his perfect jawline.
You get a nice uppercut on his jawline. Ulfgar. You watch as Orn is bleeding out in front of you, but then there's Strahd behind you.
The Strahd is almost dead!
You guys got him.
Wait, you could probably fireball and kill him and the shadow.
And potentially let Orn die.
That's
Is
true.
he on 2 fails?
It is.
Well, I'm gonna save him instead then.
Alright. He still might die, but at least you tried.
Yep.
Actually, at the end of your turn, before Astrid gets to go, Strahd moves over here, dragging Kark with him.
It's
Whoa.
almost like I can still swing and not hit. I
No, you do not hit.
try again.
You do. You hit. 12 damage. You did not steal the kill, however.
Ah!
He is going to bite Kark. You do not get hit by the bite. He's going to punch you in the face, though.
Kark's like wiggling around super speed.
He's going to be like, stop that! Boom! Punches you in the face for 21 damage.
Oh, ouch! Ah, my schnoz!
The shadow is going to keep attacking Ismark. That does not hit.
Thank goodness.
After the shadow's turn, Strahd is going to go into this wall.
He just hears off of this and Strahd, you bastard! 20 feet. 20 feet. To move over here and try to medicine Orn. I'll move back down here. Like, Strahd's just hiding in the wall over there.
What? What makes you think that?
I saw everything around it. He's just hiding in the wall. It's really pathetic.
Really, such a child thing to do.
Alright, Yim's turn.
Since Strahd is so pathetic, I'm just gonna come out through here and just ready my action.
For if he approaches.
Yes.
Okay. Orn needs to make the death save.
You can do it, Orn. Yeah!
Orn is stable.
Woo! Stone skill. I think I'll cast her and I'll just do it on myself.
Well, poor little Strahd hasn't popped out yet. So I'm just gonna stand right here and get ready to swipe at.
Strahd's turn. Ulfgar, you see Strahd to the north of you. He's casting a spell.
Ulfgar?
Yeah, Ulfgar. What did I say?
I'm not Ulfgar. Oh no, sorry. I thought you were saying Orn.
Oh.
Why was I thinking that? Sorry, no. Yeah. Look at Strahd.
Struggling.
I point through the doorway. He's out of hair.
You see him casting a spell, and now there's 5 of him.
What?
You get a watch as your shadow pulls away from your body. The shadow's turn. They're going to attack Ismark and Ulfgar. Ismark is hit, but Ulfgar is not.
Great.
How?
Okay, and I lose how much strength?
4. What do you know?
I've lost
what
8
is-
so far.
Ismark's attacks are based on strength,
Mm-hmm.
so you've been and I don't think it does it automatically. So you need to know how much you've lost.
I've lost 8.
You've lost 8, so that's
I
a
have
minus.
lost 8.
There's a -4 to your attacks and damage right now,
I have got 8 strength right now.
and then Ulfgar does not get hit. He sees the
Cool.
shadow coming, and he just starts prestidigitating distractions, and the shadow can't get him.
Minor illusions.
Yeah, there you go. The door
Oh.
behind Strahd
Ah!
opens, and in strides Rahadin with his scimitar drawn. You see the
Hearts.
shadow, and Ulfgar said Strahd was above you, and that's all you know.
Okay, I'm going to use disengage bonus haste shenanigan to shenanigan my way over here, see him, whisper very quickly due to haste, go ahead and blow up that room. And then I'm gonna grab Orn and disengage shenanigan again to get him into this room. I'm gonna go ahead and use my actual action to heal Orn. And as soon as he coughs to consciousness, I'm gonna say, "Help us!"
Then I'll get up here and just cast Burning Hands.
So you watch as
Ooh.
this living shadow catches fire. It screeches for a second. You've significantly harmed it.
Nice.
He's gonna come in here and see Ismark, and he's gonna say, "To me!" Pointing at Ismark.
Okay.
And he's gonna hold his action.
Where is he?
He's down here.
Oh, because I can't see him.
You can't see him?
I don't have dark vision.
Oh, you don't have dark vision. You hear his voice from that direction. Technically, some light would be spilling into here from the
I know, I can see up to
giant
here.
bonfire. So you should be able to see at least a little bit.
I see this. I can see up to this.
Yeah, I can't control. Light doesn't spill around corners like it should in this.
So you're saying I can probably see him, at least an outline?
Yeah,
Okay.
as well as outline of tables and things you shouldn't trip over.
Okay.
Astrid,
Also, I'd be at that board.
a little bit of damage to it.
Haha.
You see as its form tries to conform around the axis it's moving. Strahd. Oh, he hasn't been using his legendary actions. That's my bad. But he's going to attack now. Ulfgar gets hit.
He's KO'd.
Yeah. He's just gonna turn and throw your body over here, almost unhappy, and walk forward and
Ouch.
punch Yim. Yim takes 12 damage and is grappled. Shadow's gonna attack Yim. That's that shadow. The Ismark shadow is going to attack Ismark. That does not hit Ismark.
Yay.
At the end of their turn, ghost-like creature appears behind Astrid. Goes to touch her. It fails to touch Astrid as she sees it coming as it rises from the floor,
Haha.
and then it disappears beneath the floor. Before Rahadin's turn, Strahd is going to bite Yim,
Okay.
which misses. Surprisingly enough.
Yeah, he's gonna make 2 swings with his short sword at the shadow creature.
Okay.
Attack again. Is it down?
Yep. The shadow dissipates.
Okay. As
Uh,
it dissipates, I will run down to Orn, wherever he may be.
Yep, so you run to Orn. As you get to him, he grabs you by the shoulder, saying a dwarven prayer, and all of your strength is returned.
Oh, thank goodness.
Oh, nice.
Rodin walks. There would work better.
Is Strahd still looking as bad as he did when he fled?
He's still bloodied.
Okay.
He's definitely not as bad as he was, but he's still bloodied. Kark, you take 10 damage. Yim, you take 20. As
Oof.
psychic screams start sounding from everywhere. And
Okay,
after,
so I got a final hurrah.
he's going to throw a few darts at Astrid. The first and second one both plink off of her armor. Ting ting.
Kark is going to mutter a whisper, so he now moves like the wind. He is under the effects of Zephyr Strikes, who does not provoke attacks of opportunity. Does haste double or add 30 feet?
Oh, actually, it's gone now. I got knocked unconscious.
Oh, that's right.
Mm.
Cool, so I guess I'm screwed.
Oh! Your turn's done, yeah.
That should have been
No, that was
right
this
when
turn.
I went down.
Yep.
Can I headbutt him?
Unfortunately, you do not hit. That
Ugh.
totally was stolen from you.
It's weak.
Alright, you hit with that one.
He cracks a smile from what he can.
Orn is going to make his way to Astrid, cast a spell, and Astrid, all of your strength is back.
Can I run along the table?
You're going to run through the cake? There's a giant cake in the middle of the table.
Yes, he's gonna run through the cake.
Literally would like come up to your belly.
Oh, that is a giant cake. Well, I will then, indeedly, run up and around to the side of Strahd. Give him a nice attack with one of my longswords. Attack him again with the longsword. Then attack with the short sword.
Before Astrid's turn, I need to start using these legendary actions.
What? No, you don't.
Strahd's gonna bite Yim. Yim takes 16 damage, and your maximum HP is reduced by 11.
Yeah, might as well deal with the shadow.
Alright, you can
Let's
just
see
hop
if
the table.
my athletics are not.
No, you just hop the table, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
You've killed it.
Well, you should use your second attack on this guy.
I thought that was card, so I was very confused.
That does not hit Rahadin, unfortunately. Strahd is going to punch Ismark. You take 12 necrotic damage and you're grappled. Then he's gonna bite you. 20 damage.
Yeah, and that KOs
Yeah.
Ismark.
That's a fail. A shadow shows up. The shadow is going to... It's gonna move over here, actually. The shadow is going to attack Orn. Now it's Rahadin's turn. So Kark, Yim, and Astrid all need to make me wisdom saves. Yim, you're able to break free of Strahd's grasp and get out of range. However, Kark takes half damage.
Oh, so I'm out.
Astrid, you failed, so you take 19.
I still stand as wary as I am.
Rahadin is then going to attack you with his scimitar. He slashes at you 3 times, hitting all 3 times
Oh gosh.
for 27 damage. And you're down. Before your turn, Strahd's going to punch at Yim.
No.
Not Yim. Orn. Orn gets punched. Orn goes down.
Could I still cast Burning Hands at both the Shadow and Strahd without hitting Orn?
Not without hitting Orn.
Orn's on the ground, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm still gonna cast it.
Shadow's dead. Strahd takes full damage.
Well,
That's 2 fails. Oh, and plus the 1 fail from Yim's burning him. Yep, Orn's dead.
great.
Great.
Ismark, that's it.
Great.
Ismark will make a death save. Roll 1d20. That's a fail.
There's a fail. Ulfgar, death save.
Oh, whoops.
That is a fail. Astrid, death save. That is a fail. Strahd, He's just gonna punch it. He crit.
Ah.
Yim is auto-killed
Oh,
as he punches through your chest.
Right,
Still beating hard on the other side. And the party wipes.
Ouch.
Can't say this wasn't unexpected. No.
Strahd prevails.
Ugh.
What happens to
Wait.
Nyx?
Nyx becomes a vampire.
Okay. A vampire changeling. Very interesting.
Strahd would also turn Astrid. He liked her.
Oh, nice.
Oh, dang.
But everyone else is killed.
Yep.
So how did everyone like Curse of Strahd?
oh, it's great. I want to go back.
It was good.
Ugh.
Thank you, adventurers, for watching. If you liked it, please leave a like down below. If you want to see more, head to our channel. Check out some of other stuff. And until next time, we'll see you around the campfire.
Goodbye.
Bye, we're dead.
So long.